Hello world, it is Tuesday, January 12th, and another overcast winter day. Today in Defiance and cold. I think I saw the temperatures were in the upper 20s, which is not real warm, but not as cold as it could be, I guess. Kept hearing about a polar vortex, but I don't think it's hit us at all at this time. The devotion for today is entitled Heart Vision, written by Vicki Kemper. I'm just going to pull this over to my other screen, so I'm looking at you, or looking in your direction. And Vicki bases the devotion upon 1 Samuel 16, verses 6 through 7, Common English Bible. Samuel looked at Eliab and thought, "This must be the Lord's anointed right in front." But the Lord said to Samuel, "Have no regard for his appearance or stature, because I haven't selected him. God doesn't look at things like humans do. Humans see only what is visible to the eyes, but the Lord sees into the heart." And Vicki writes, maybe you've seen the doodle that illustrates why we should be gentle with people. A long horizontal line represents someone's entire life. Then there's a bracket covering the last eighth of the line entitled, What You Know About Their Life. In other words, next to nothing. In South Africa, they say everyone sits beside their own pool of tears, meaning that we all carry some pain, the oppressed and their oppressors alike, the ones who seem to have it all together no less than the hot messes. And still we are quick to judge, reluctant to forgive, afraid to reconcile, and often anything but gentle. Exhibit A, the prophet Samuel's divine mission to anoint King Saul's successor. No sooner has God explained the lover of all life doesn't care about the physical package than the narrator tells us how good-looking God's chosen one is, a young shepherd named David. To know the human heart is no easy feat. To understand someone takes time. To accept another requires looking beneath their behavior to see the pain or fear that drives it. To make way for healing and empowerment, we must pay attention with the eyes of love. As this new year begins, may we see one another as God does, heart to heart. And Vicki's prayer. Develop in me your heart-centered vision that I might know all people as beloved. Amen. A couple things that this devotion brings to mind is there's a saying, I think it was one of the Greek philosophers. It's attributed to something like, you don't really treat everyone with kindness because you don't know the burdens that they're carrying. And I think that's very true. Just because of someone's outward appearance or demeanor or whatever may not really reflect what's really going on with them. And I was listening to a podcast this morning called Color Correction, and they were talking about the events of January 6th. And one of the things that one of the podcast members talked about was actually, in a way, feeling sorry for the people who were rioting in the Capitol. And I think she kind of alluded to the pain that they might be suffering and be in. I mean, not at all making an excuse for what they're doing, but viewing them, I guess, with some level of compassion in spite of what they had done. But just wondering about the pain they must be feeling that would drive them to do the things that they're doing. And I think that's one of the issues or challenges, really, to communicating in our divisive world, is taking the time to really listen to someone and try to understand their point of view. It doesn't mean to accept their point of view, but try to understand where they're coming from. And that takes really careful listening. And that's hard. I mean, it's really hard. I think this devotion gets to the heart of that, because when she talks about To know the human heart is no easy feat. To understand someone takes time. To accept another requires looking beneath their behavior to see the pain or fear that drives it. And that's hard work. It is really hard work, but I think it's work that we need to do at this point in time. So I hope you contemplate that and try to understand, try to discover with someone that you may not agree with where their source of their pain is. And I guess oftentimes understand that the expression of their anger may actually be the result of pain from someplace else in their life as well, or fear. And they may not even know it. Anyway, I hope you have a good day. I will talk to you again tomorrow.